Good afternoon, everybody. So thank you for having me. Thank you for inviting the non-Nigerian to come to the stage. It's appreciated. So as mentioned, my name is Claudine Moore. I'm the Managing Director of Allison. I'm a Managing Director of Africa at Allison, which is a global public relations company. Since 2011, I have been working in Nigeria and across Africa, but specifically in Nigeria, where I have been at least 40 times since 2011. So my passport is stamped with lots of green stamps. So you're right, I'm an honorary Nigerian. And I've been given lots of Nigerian names, and I'm taking more. So feel free to give me another Nigerian name. I also spent some time living in Nigeria for 2 years, just under 2 years, when I was leading the global communications for Tony Elumelu. And in fact, my very first trip, as I mentioned, was in 2011, and that was when I first met the Honourable Akede, who has become a dear friend over the years. She's been very encouraging of the work that I do, and she was actually my very first trip in 2011. I met her there. So earlier there was the mention of partnerships, of the importance of partnerships, and I want to extend that further and also speak about the importance of building bridges. I stand before you as an example of that, and also to broaden the horizon of what we are referring to as the diaspora for the benefit of Nigeria and Africa as a whole. But first, speaking with my PR hat on, I want to first speak to the importance of how to engage the Nigerian diaspora. I'm a PR and communications person, expert, leader, and really, it's almost that you have to approach engaging the diaspora pretty much as you would a product or a campaign. So specifically in advertising, comms and PR, we always start with why. Simon Sinek wrote this book that said, start with why. And there is so much going on in the countries where the diaspora actually lives, which we all know as immigrants, living in America, living in the UK, living abroad as immigrants has its challenges. Therefore, to engage the diaspora to focus on back home, when that same diaspora has challenges in their adopted homes, you really have to connect with them on an emotional level, which is one-on-one of PR and communications, and you have to answer the question as to why. Why should the diaspora care? Why is it important for them to come back home? And how, when they come back home, how are they supported? So when they come back home, how from their respective industries, fields, sectors, how are they able to plug back into those respective sectors and areas in which they want to work when they come back home? How is that done? The Honourable Akede already does what I'm about to speak about, but she does this, but as a PR person, I encourage this to be extended, to be continued and approached in a broader way, and that is, as I mentioned, connecting with the diaspora as a campaign, and really meet the diaspora where they are. Do some further research. I was excited to hear that there was research being done, but no campaign in reaching a target audience is done without doing research. So lean into that research, find out the concerns, the interest, the challenges, etc., and leverage that research to inform strategic campaigns, almost like you would do selling a product. You're selling a product of being back home in Nigeria. How do you do that? And again, leveraging best practices in PR and communications. And then finally, broadening the horizon of what partnerships and building bridges looks like. I am not Nigerian. I was born and raised in the UK. My background is Caribbean, Barbados and Jamaica. But my family, my parents specifically, are big Pan-Africanists. I grew up with legends like Kwame Nkrumah, Marcus Garvey, where we were taught, my family, we were all taught that you're black, therefore you're African. So from when I was very, very small, I've always had the self-actualization and the knowledge that I'm a black woman, so therefore I'm an African. If somebody walks in this room, they see a room full of Africans, they don't see a room full of Africans and one strange Jamo on the stage. They don't see that. Okay, so just leaning into that, and as I said, I've been working in Nigeria for many, many years, And as Bernard said, Black lives don't matter until African lives matter. And I truly believe, which is why I've taken my expertise and leveraged my expertise in PR and communications towards the socio-economic development of the continent, which conversely means Nigeria. There's no Africa without Nigeria, of course. You all know that because you're all Nigerians. I know you like to hear that. That's probably something that you like to hear. But we all have our piece of our puzzle in the socioeconomic development of the continent. My piece is just the expertise and experience I have in public relations and communications. And I truly believe that the global self-esteem of the Black world will not truly reach self-actualization until Africa gets it right. So when Bernard said Black lives don't matter until African lives matter, he was absolutely right. And what that means in actual terms is taking me as an example, embracing the broader term of the diaspora, building partnerships and building bridges so that we can advance that Nigeria and also advance Africa as a whole together with your broader cousins in the diaspora. Thank you very much.